We interrupt this program with a breaking news story. Local gays seen invading Christian community. We now report to the scene with Man Manson. Thank you, Dick Daly. And now, as you can't see, because this is audio only, I'm Man Manson. And the sleepiest boy, sitting right in front of me this time, actually, his name is...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jay to the scene.
Alright.
Live on scene covering the breaking news that hits our daily lives.
Also, in the background, we've got...
Just two stray dogs just walking around, just being real dicks about everything.
Yeah. I think one of them is called, like, Slippers, and the other one is Carpet, I believe?
Something like that, yeah.
Alright. So, the one, the only, the legendary, the fabled, is really upset that I doxed him in the second episode with Alec on it. Jay is here.
See, now I don't get a cool moniker, but Jay is fine. You can call me Jay if you're nasty.
Alright. Sure. Jay, you're here. The sleepiest man. This man woke up.
Sleepiest boy.
This man woke up about what? It was like 9 o'clock or something.
9 o'clock, so like 4 hours ago.
4 hours ago.
See, but the thing about working nights is, this is like peak Jay. This is
Alright.
This is when you're gonna get the best out of the best.
Best Jay.
Yeah. If it was during like normal business hours, that's when I would be the sleepiest boy.
I'm not gonna lie. That when you told me that you were just waking up, I thought, man, that sounds like some shit I would do.
See, the thing about sleeping during the daytime is you don't get 8 hours. You get like 4, and then you wake up because it's daylight out and your body wants to naturally be up. And then you sleep more, and then you wake up and go to work. So like I don't get a night's rest. I get 2 short rests.
I used to work like early morning. So and it was the worst when we had like game nights. So I'd go from game, I'd have like maybe an hour to do something, and then I'd go to work. And I'd come home and I'd just be out. So, while we're on the topics of our day-to-day lives, people actually really don't know too much about you. You need to, like, tell us a bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Jay. I'm gay.
Oh.
Get used to it.
Mm.
No, what's the moniker? I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it. My day-to-day is, or night-to-night, I guess, would be the more appropriate terms.
He is a man of the night.
I am a vampire. My night-to-night is mostly...
Sucking blood from the innocents.
Yep.
In this white Christian community.
In this white Christian community, trying to convert the believers. So I'm a heretic. No, I work nights at a local bakery, cafe. And then my day is mostly spent taking care of my 2 asshole dogs. And sleeping. I mean, other than that, I play a lot of video games. I also do, I don't know, I really love tabletop games. I never get to actually play any. So things like, even as lame as like Monopoly and Risk, even those are great, but also like Betrayal in the House on the Hill.
Ever played Numenera?
Which one?
Numenera.
Nope, never played that.
Book if you want to take a look at it.
Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror. I love board games set in the H.P. Lovecraft kind of world. I think those are just a trip. But I never actually get to play tabletop games. I mean, I play D&D once a month. Yeah, so tabletop games, we play D&D once a month, and other than that, I don't know.
Alright, so, I actually did not write that down, but I remember when I told you about the podcast, you were just so excited, you were gonna you know what, I'm gonna shit on Bulgerval. Is there anything you want to get off your chest before we transition to the actual podcast?
In terms of Bulgerval,
I probably should have showed you the name list before I...
No, I kind of remember. The thing with Bulgerval, the thing is I already had my like come to Jesus moment with him. Like I already told him the shit that I had on my chest. Like of course I sent it to the group because fuck that guy. But no, like he. Oh, okay, all right. Correction corner.
All
We
right.
did not meet on Grinder. We met on Growler.
Growl.
Don't worry about it. If that's gonna hit your niche audience, they're gonna love it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Not dissimilar, but just for the record, for
Okay.
keeping facts straight.
All right.
Yeah, so he did message me on Grindr when I moved back here to Williston, and he's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And I was like, "Who's this?" Because, of course, Bulgerval doesn't have a name or picture attached to his profile, like tons of gays out here. Like, I get it, girl, we get it. You're in the closet discreet, but also, baby, you're on Grindr. Don't
Yeah.
like fuck off. So he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, "I'm good. Who's this?" He's like, "Oh, it's Bogrval. How are you?" I'm like, "Oh, cool." I'm like, "I'm good. I just moved back." And he's like, "Oh, I was hoping we could talk sometime and try to work things out." And I was like, "No, I've got a good sense of what kind of girl you are. Like, I'm good. Like, I called that shit early on. I was like, I know what kind of girl this is. I'm from West Hollywood. Like, I know. So he's like, I don't know what I did to not deserve a second chance. I'm like, if you don't know what you did, then you really don't deserve a fucking second chance. So I already had my come to Jesus moment. I think that he was like demanding to the group, socially awkward, which I can't fault him for. Like, which of us aren't?
I think we're all kind of that.
Right. So like, I'm not gonna shit on him because of that. I just think that he was just the fucking worst. So, yeah. I mean, unless you have anything you want me to specifically shit on, like game sessions. But if it's just him as a person, I think I'm.
Well, I remember there was something you wanted to talk about, but I forgot it because I thought you were gonna remember.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's the problem with not writing things down.
Nah.
I think the session that I just get so bitter about was the Tomb of Annihilation night. Like when he ripped Willow's character sheet.
I think we resorted to calling Xena Xena.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
when he ripped Willow's character sheet.
Yes,
is what.
Willow.
When he ripped that sheet, I was just like, fuck
Yeah.
off, dude. That's not your property.
Yeah.
That's not yours to fucking do. That's whatever.
The book
But-
told me.
told
The
me.
book told me. You see right here. It says that.
Suck a dick. The book also tells you lots of shit, and he doesn't. Yeah, but like after he ripped that, and I was like, all right, this is him versus us, not him telling a story. And like he just targeted Xena's character for so long that like it just became
He is the embodiment of the surprise Pikachu face meme.
Oh, gross! Now I can see making that. I mean, Bulgerval. Beep.
Yeah.
I can see Bulgerval making that face, and I don't like that imagery. Yeah, but other than that, like, just things like you mentioned it. You mentioned it a ton, so I don't want to like waste the listeners' time
Alright.
recapping all of the shit he would do. But like, the ones that pissed me off were he would give us these fucking powerful ass shit, or he'd give us a shit ton of gold, and then he's like, oh, I go to the marketplace. He's like, well, what are you looking for? I'm like, what is there? He's like, just look in the guides and tell me what you want to buy. I was like, all right, well, I have all this fucking money. I'm gonna buy all this legendary magic items. Like, don't give me a fucking endless
No.
field of land.
No. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But I fucking did it. And like, he would just kill off Xena's character or conveniently take away shit. Like, whatever, dude. Like, I get it. You don't have an imagination. Like, go for it. Yeah.
We had fuck you money.
Yeah, like fuck you money. Hey, give us platinum, and platinum's 100 gold. So like, we're just fucking rich, bitch. Like, I'm just gonna buy all my shit. I'm gonna buy shit for the party. Like I spent, even then, Casimir's character gave 10% to the church, and even then I still had shit ton of fucking money. Like I remember buying Willow a magic saddle for the mount and shit like that, and just fucking fuck you money. And he would get so bitter that we were just overpowered. And I was like, all right, well, it's your own fault.
I will say, one thing I noticed between all the podcasts is we actually didn't touch too much on the first campaign. So if there's any time you want to like circle back to the first campaign, let me know. But
I think the way that I don't know. I think it started off. My first session was 1 or 2 sessions after everyone else's.
Yeah, about.
And like, I remember gave basilisks to like 2nd, 3rd level characters. I'm like, so if we get petrified, we're just fucking done because that's not an early game spell. And like, I don't know. He was just the early game didn't start off awful. It was just like it progressed into some shit.
Slow burned
into a fucking inferno. But that's where I met you and Aegis and Pregnant Lady. Yes. That was that first session that I met you guys and I met Xena there. That was actually my first time playing D&D. I had listened to like podcasts, Adventure Zone, shout out to the McElroys, and Critical Role. Like I had listened to those podcasts, and I was like, all right, I think I'm into this. I think I get the mechanics enough, but I was more interested in like the role play, like the storytelling aspect of it.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's weird because that technically means I've been playing D&D longer than you.
Yeah,
but
just a skosh. So you're the veteran player here. But I mean, so I'm a nerd about it. Like I'll sit there and I'll read the books just to read them and look up stats and actually like on my phone, like I've got a list of like pop culture characters that I had made character sheets for if I ever got the chance to play them. So like one of them is Quicksilver from X-Men, from the Avengers, whatever. Like I made a Quicksilver character sheet just to, if I want to fuck around, I can.
Alright. Unless you've got anything else to say, we're going to move on to the meat and potatoes. So, real quick, your thoughts on Magic the Gathering. You played it recently.
Yeah, so the first time I actually played Magic was we had a draft.
Yes.
1 or 2 months ago.
About, yeah.
Yeah. So I played draft for the first time, and I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I mean, I built a deck that kind of functioned, but also what? After that, I was like, oh, it's cool, it's fucking nerdy as shit, and tons of fucking rules. Because of course I played Yu-Gi-Oh so much that I thought, oh, I can pick up wording that they had. There's a lot to pick up on. The Arena, I think it's called Magic the Gathering Arena, whatever it is for the computer. I've been playing a lot of that recently, just to try to learn, because our current social group does a lot of Magic, so I was like, alright, I might as well fucking learn the rules. I'm not gonna spend money on the cards. Like, I go to, did we dox James in early episodes?
James' name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out and said that he was James. So.
Yeah, fuck, dox that guy. Like, I went to Milo's house for the first time, and he had just a fucking room of Magic cards, and I was like, damn, girl, like, nah, how much money is that total? Like, nah, I don't care if it's over time. Like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm definitely not gonna buy Magic cards. And even at the draft, like, I spend money on the cards, like, nah, I'm just gonna give them to whoever wants them. Because, fuck that. That is not a habit that I want to pick up on. But I think the rules are interesting, and we have a draft coming up. So I think I have a better grasp of how the game is played without having more interest in it. I don't know. Right. I know how to do it, but also, like, I do it because the people I like it. If you like it, I love it, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's our group is dominated by Magic players. I don't think they've...
This group is also dominated by straight cis males, white boys, who, as for me, like, as a queer person of color, like, like, they're like, oh yeah, my wife wants to do this, or my kids want to do this, and I'm like, cool, or they'll talk about sports, and I'm like, cool.
I'm the same way.
Like, all right.
Oh yeah, LeBron James.
I loved him. Sports ball.
Yeah, I loved him in that golf movie.
Oh yeah, he sunk the basket from that field goal. Yeah,
Yes.
home run.
Go team.
Yeah, yeah.
That one.
Sports. Woo.
I like the winning one.
So like, Magic, D&D, and to a lesser extent, video games are shit that I can nerd out about with them.
Mm.
So like, I'm only learning Magic because my friend group likes them, and so like,
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I had like a few Magic cards, and I definitely played Magic before, but it wasn't until I like started going to their Magic events that I actually started like, okay, I'll actually pick up some Magic cards and play the game.
yeah.
I finally know how fucking. This is gonna sound confusing, but I finally know how Jack Winters felt, because my high school group, or the Insane group, is dominated by Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yeah.
Great. Except that there is one guy, Jared, who does play Magic predominantly. And I'm thinking about it now, man, that must suck.
Yeah. We're like, it's not dissimilar interests.
Yeah.
So like, you're still both really into card games and shit like that, but also just like, it's like speaking Italian versus speaking Spanish. They're both Latin languages, and like, well, I guess Spanish and French would be closer.
Yeah.
Like,
French.
Like, they're both Latin languages. Like, you're so fucking close, but also, no, I get that.
All right. So, what do you think of the current state of Yu-Gi-Oh? How much do you know about current Yu-Gi-Oh? Actually?
Okay, so current Yu-Gi-Oh is not something that I'm cut off on. If you want to talk to me about current Duel Links, maybe. But even then, with Duel Links, I haven't like my favorite school of Yu-Gi-Oh is not like once Duel Academy and everything afterwards. I was so disinterested, especially like in terms of the anime. Like I was so disinterested in it that.
So you stopped at Duel Monsters.
Yep. Yeah.
After Tem left, you left too.
Yeah. Because I remember playing the card game during that school, like when it was, like they didn't have, what do they call it? Tuner monsters. They didn't have synchro summons for tuners. They didn't have the 5Ds stuff.
I understand. All the extra stuff. The fusion deck became the extra deck.
Yeah. So like I wasn't in for all of that. I liked the mechanics of the earlier stuff, which is when Duel Links first came out, that's all it was. And then they slowly started to introduce more. And then when they started to introduce the synchros and shit like that, I was like, okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so long, farewell.
To you, my friend.
Yeah, so that's when I tapped out. Not that I don't play it every once in a while for shits and giggles, but when Duel Links first came out, and it was in that golden age of Yu-Gi-Oh!, me and my roommate would sit there on our phones dueling, right next to each other, watching Archer and fucking smoking a shit ton of weed and shit like that. It was great. I loved that. So, like, current state of Yu-Gi-Oh!, couldn't tell you.
I actually really do like current Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a lot of things I love about it, too. So, for me, I think I would be fine if Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, stopped progressing at, like... that's actually kind of hard. I guess maybe, like, XZs. A base DM is a little too boring for me. It's... Well, one part of it was just Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the latter part was mostly Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what I'm talking about when I say Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh!, right?
Yeah.
There's not much strategy to it, man. I mean, there is, but, like, not really.
No, I understand. But I think with having... Well, because it's been, oh god, so many years that the card game has been out.
I think the problem is they keep adding the summoning mechanics. That's the biggest thing that makes it hard to get back into.
It's complicated. You pick up a card and it's got like
a paragraph
of fucking text.
I actually have some cards.
And it's like, oh, come on, girl, just make this shit easy for me. I get it. You want the strategy, you want the variety, but I mean, I'm cool with all that caveman shit. I guess that's my Neolithic brain. Doesn't want to spend the effort in learning more.
Yeah. So my favorite thing about Yu-Gi-Oh is the summoning mechanics, actually. Even though it does make the game a little bit harder to get into. I think they really fucked up with the latest one, and how they integrated it. The mechanic itself is fine, but the way they integrated it is not. Let me know if you want me to go through it. And then the the walls of text that every card has. I understand why people don't like it, but at the same time, I think that has overall led to a better game.
I think the wall of text serve a point, right? Like they're using specific wording,
Yes.
as opposed to earlier in like
Draw
Caveman
two
Yu-Gi-Oh.
cards.
Yeah, like Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh. It was magic card, not spell cards. You know what I mean? Like, and if the card said target spell card,
Actually, most of them didn't say target. They said select, and it was like it was up to interpretation if it targeted or not.
right? So like, I get that now they're using specific verbiage, but it just leads to a wall of text that I just like.
But
All right,
it's also a lot more balanced now.
yeah,
Draw
I
two
believe
cards
it.
is too broken.
I mean, they've got Jar of Greed is now Pot of Greed, and but like
No, there's Draw of Greed and Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is banned, and then Jar of Greed is the trap card.
right,
that
yeah.
No one
So
plays.
like ban draw two cards versus the one draw card. Like, I mean, yeah, the shit's good. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It leads to a more balanced game. Hell, they've been doing it for so many years that I would expect that they're working towards balance issues and not just putting shit out there just to put out there. When we were playing the Speed Duel deck, like I mentioned, that if we played, I'm glad we played Yugi and Kaiba's at the same time, because those are the cards that are those are the decks that are gonna have the higher,
Iconics.
just the higher base value attack cards. Reach Empowered, Rogue Doll, Battle Ox, shit like that. That just is the high level versus other cards that have less, like the shit cards, the ones you don't use. I'm glad those high powered cards were up first. But now, if you don't have a 1700 attack base monster, like shit's just low. Like you're not gonna just outperform. So I feel like when they add a ton of shit, they add too much that tries to compete, and it just ends up being an arms race.
Actually, are you talking about like in terms of now?
Yeah, I'm talking about like Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, okay. Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh, yes.
Caveman
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh into now, like, you know what I mean? Like that's how I picture it. Is they just added so much shit that like, if I don't have those 1700 whatever monsters.
Nowadays, the attack values really don't matter. Actually,
Yeah, I guess.
it's the effects. No one plays normal monsters. I mean
you
no one
need them
wanted
for
to play normal
Yeah,
monsters.
yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a mechanic, but yeah. Like I said, I'm from that golden era of dual monsters, and not yeah.
That upsets me greatly. There's so many different. This like the flavor and the themes and the magic and the archetypes.
Like I tried to keep up when
love.
I tried to keep up when Dueling started putting all this shit out, and I think it was a lot easier for me. I think it wasn't before when I could keep up with them, when I had like an allowance and a little bit of pocket money. I'll just buy boosters, and improve my deck that way. But once it started to become so much, I was like, well, I can only, as a teenager, I was like, well, I can't afford this, so I'm just gonna not play it because everyone's gonna outcompete me.
All right.
And so that's where I fell off. Like, and now that it's just so much, I'm like, I don't know. Again, I'm not gonna spend money on cards.
Yeah.
Not for a game. It feels like
There's
feels
some
like
$10
paying
decks
for.
now.
It feels like paying for a subscription to a game you already own.
There's some $5 decks now, actually. But
I believe you. But it's like It's like installing World of Warcraft and having to pay a monthly subscription fee just to play a game that you bought, or like, I don't know. Not that you buy World of Warcraft. I mean, I get that, but like, it's like paying for a subscription service for something you already bought. Like, I don't have to keep paying money for cards just to be a good gamer.
Wait, would you play Yu-Gi-Oh if I just like came with cards?
Yeah, I mean, if like the same, I'll do the same thing with Magic. I just prefer to do Yu-Gi-Oh. But like if there's cards and you want to throw down, like I'm down.
Oh,
But I'm not gonna spend money on amassing this
The library.
a library of cards for a game that I play with one or two people. Like it's just I don't know. Who knows? The world is a funny place.
There's hope for you yet.
I
It's like, man.
mean, because D&D causes you to spend a lot of money if you're into it. Like, I don't see. I bought because when I moved, I sold all my books. So like, all those books, those fine. I bought those within a very short amount of time. Those added up to a lot of money.
I think the only thing I've actually bought for D&D is like that book from you and some dice.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need really. But like, I spent $35 fucking on Casvir's Mini that I got 3 sessions out of. You know, like, oh, that shit like that. The dice, my $20 Tomb of Annihilation dice. That, fuck, I'm gonna roll those every chance I get because I spent $20 on fucking dice for it. Minis, I think, Macau. Oh no, what'd you call him? Something white boy and
Oh, I wanted to call him Ragna, but then
Okay,
James came with the white guy.
yeah, well, it's because he's afraid of any language that isn't English because he's white. So yeah, so
The
like
shade.
Ragna, Ragna, I don't know. Ragna has so much.
They're probably going to
D&D
listen
shit.
to this, you know?
Hey, live their truth. I mean, I'm not saying shit that I wouldn't say in front of anyone else. I just feel like it's gonna be a more receptive
Alright.
experience because
I got you.
Yeah, but no, Ragna's got D&D shit that I wish I had. I wish I had the minis, and he'll make his own or paint his own minis. I think that shit's neat. One, because I smoke and the nicotine like makes your
No, yeah.
hands shake. I don't have the dexterity. Like my dexterity score is fucking low. So like I can do shit like that. I'd be down to like build my own. What do they call those maps? Like I order shit off Amazon. I've got shit ton of cardboard. Like if I really wanted to put the effort, I can make shit. I just am lazy. But yeah, like tabletop games that require constant purchases to be fun, just isn't fun for me.
It doesn't need to be, though.
I believe you.
There's hope for you yet. I'm going to just have to teach you all the summoning mechanics.
Can you send me like a YouTube link? Because like I'll watch some dude talk about bullshit for an hour.
Well, what's wrong with me?
I just feel like I should cheat and read cliff notes before I go into a lesson. It's like cramming for the test
Oh, okay.
the night before. Well, I'm like, all right, that kind of makes sense, as opposed to spending the entire like tutorial.
See, but the tutorials online don't give you the flavor of the summoning.
I believe you, but
mechanics.
but I mean mechanics. It gives me. I'm really, as a chef, I am really interested in flavor. Like that's why I love when we were playing Joey's deck.
Oh yeah.
And my alligator sword is actually like, I really love the flavor of games like that. A lot of people don't get into stories or lore. People just want to play the mechanic just to play the mechanic.
Oh, I love that, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think it's
Like,
think
I
it's
love
neat.
the way they integrate the mechanics of an archetype into what they actually like, what they're about.
Mm.
Like the lore of an archetype. When like the latest structure deck, actually, they're pendulum monsters, which are monsters that can also be treated as spells. And the way they did that, so they can go to this thing called the pendulum zone. You actually probably saw it on the mat. Where did they put those? Oh, they're right here.
Wow.
They go to the pendulum zone, but they now have the ability to come out as monsters. And the way the back of the box describes it amazingly. It was like, I wasn't interested at first, and then I read the back of the box. I was like, yes, now. Like, give me all your stock, because this sounds amazing. Like, spellcasters that have transcended magic and have gained the ability to become spells themselves. Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm into it.
It's incredible. Like fucking what? What else is cool? There's 2 gun archetypes. Well, okay, gun archetypes. So one of them is rockets. It's essentially a bunch of bullet dragons that end up making a big gun dragon and then shoot themselves out of that gun dragon. Your opponent. But it's really cool the way they do it.
I get it. Like it's just such a weird sentence to hear out of context.
Yeah. I
Yeah, these dragons turn themselves into a gun and then shoot. Like it's just such a weird sentence out of the context.
But if you were to play the deck, you'd understand though. And then there's fucking magic bullets. Or Magical Musketeers, I think they renamed them. It's like you summon this one guy and nothing else. And it's the scariest shit in the world. Because your opponent may have like 5 bullets in hand. Or they may have 5 other people in hand. You don't know. You have to wait and find out.
Right.
Because everything activates from the hand as long as he's on the field.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's incredible. We'll have to play some modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometime.
Yeah, we'll have a session. I think the story is something like that. Like when I think of the 5 dragons becoming a gun, I think in the anime someone had robots. The Alpha, Beta, Gamma.
Oh,
the Magna Warriors.
Yugi did.
Yugi. That's the shit I think about. Like I think in terms of having a theme, how they became one. I think
like in the game, you tribute them to summon Valkyrion.
Yeah. Oh, Valkyrion, that's his name. That's actually a really powerful deck in Duel Links, or at least it was.
Valkyria? Or Magna Warriors?
Magna Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
It was a pretty good deck in Duel Links. I don't have that anymore now.
It's always been kind of shit in the TCG, but...
Well, when you've got a limited spell and trap, so...
It's weird how they, like... I noticed they put a lot of, like, new cards into Duel Links, even though...
They weren't there.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because those were things that Caveman Yu-Gi-Oh! Were lacking that make the game just balanced.
You know what? Now that you put it that way, I can understand it.
Yeah.
Because For Hires, or the Skyfang Brigade, I hate that name. For Hires, at least.
Okay.
I could go on a rant about that, but... the Skyfang Brigade, when they were announced... They sounded really cool, but everyone knew that, they're not really going to be meta or anything. And then, 2 weeks after they were introduced to the TCG, I think they got, announced for Duel Links. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Not even the good ones, either. They put the bad ones. They put the bad ones in an already considered bad archetype into Duel Links.
My favorite Duel Links deck was, and mind you, it's been a couple months since I played. I think they're on their 2-year anniversary, going into 2.5 fairly soon. I think.
All right.
But when I first started playing, my favorite was Joey's. It's like a Joey deck with Black Meteor Dragon. That's one of my favorite decks. Because then you just get a bunch of the fusion material monsters. Like this card counts as double, that Shadow Ghoul thing counts as 2 dark tributes if you tribute this monster. Shit like that was be like fusion cards. This card counts as a fusion material
something
card.
Like the Dark Sealed Hex or Swamp something.
Swamp thing. Where it's like this green,
Swamp thing, and Duel Links.
But those were my favorite decks. I do like fusion decks.
Oh, King of the Swamp.
The fusion decks were my favorites.
I prefer Swamp Thing though. I just want to imagine the Swamp Thing is just the Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's part of that universe, that extended universe. It was always fun. I did a couple of the Kaiba Cups. I didn't do particularly well, but I mean, that's because people were sitting there paying money for boosters. It's pay to win, same thing in life. It's pay to win. That's what I can go on a rant about how I don't like paying for stuff that I already own, but that's fine.
All right, understandable.